I think we all had a laugh when Uno Valhalla got released, but I quite like these weird DLCs that Uno gets, and so Valhalla offers some unique and interesting gameplay spins on the classic game of Uno. So this video is just a breakdown of how a game plays in Uno Valhalla. The traditional rules of Uno still apply, so you'll still go around either clockwise or anti-clockwise as 4 players, placing down your cards to try and get rid of them, by either matching the same colour or the same number but a different colour for whatever's been placed in the centre of the screen. When you get to your last card, or when you place your second to last card, you still need to press Uno, put it down and then try and clear your deck. So far, exactly the same as Uno. But the difference with Valhalla is that there's a board around the edge that allows you to gain power or go into battle with other people to slow down their ability to lay down their cards. With every move that you play, you'll be laying down a card, and when you lay down a card, you'll move to the corresponding number on the board. So if you play a 7, you'll move to slot 7. If you play a 5, slot 5, 4, 4, and so on and so forth. If the slot is empty and nothing has been dropped there, the game continues on just like normal Uno. However, throughout the game, randomly, treasure chests and banners are dropped onto the board and they do different things and affect the game. So it's up to you whether or not you want to play straight going for Uno or play to start collecting and interacting with these objects as they drop down on the board. The first one is almost like a randomised chance card, like from Monopoly, and those are the war banners. Some of these might affect other players, like having to give you a card, or you'll give one card to other players. It could be that you collect treasure, which I'll get onto in a moment. It could be that if you don't have a certain suit, it will kind of ask you to do something else. And they act, for me, like chance cards do in Monopoly. The second and more interesting tactic is the treasure chest one, though, because as you'll see underneath each of the 4 players that are playing in this example game, you've got me and then you've got 3 AI. You can see you've got the symbols, and underneath there's these 4 diamond shapes, and these represent treasure gained. Each time you land on a treasure chest, as long as you're the first one that gets there, you'll then collect that piece of treasure and it gets added to your board. When you hit your second treasure, you unlock the ability to attack another player. This doesn't benefit you, but it slows down the other player if you attack correctly. You then on your turn choose a player to attack, and you do that tactically obviously, and then you go into a one-on-one duel and you'll each lay down one single card. If you lay down, say, a green card and they put down a blue, a yellow or a red, your attack overwhelms them and they have to draw more cards. If your attack puts down a green and they put down a green, then it's deflected and nothing happens. The other really cool thing about that is the multicoloured card that you use to change and spin things around deflects everything. So you need to keep an eye on what the players are doing so that they can then be like, oh, okay, you've not got any of that colour, so therefore I'm going to attack you with that colour so that I can make you draw more cards. And it becomes quite an interesting stopgap to slow down players who look like they're going to run away with things. When you then hit 4 treasure, you then unlock the ship mobility ability. And what this does is it allows you to get rid of entire suits of cards. So say if you've got 3 red, 2 blue cards and you've unlocked the ship, you would want to play a red card because it means that you can chuck all 3 reds into the pile of dropped cards in the middle. And then, in theory, so long as you survive to the next go and you can get a blue card on, you've just got rid of 5 cards in 2 goes. But obviously you've had to grind for the treasure chests to get there. Where this game starts to play out, though, is that quite often those war banners and all of the chance cards are around stealing or getting rid of other people's treasure and hoarding them back for yourselves. So whilst primarily I would usually target the treasure chests, once you've then got those treasure chests, it's advantageous to try and steal all of the war banners because most of them are take 2 treasure from the player with the most treasure, or every other player gives you 1 treasure, and suddenly you can go from having nothing to then having the abilities unlocked to either attack or do the ships. And so it's about slowing down people but speeding yourself up at the same time. It's a really interesting mechanic because at the same time you can still just play the game as pure Uno and maybe still sneak a win, but you do have to be mindful of okay, we're all playing the same suit. What number can I go for to try and maximise my potential by either collecting more treasure or causing carnage for someone else? And that's how you play a game of Uno Valhalla. Any questions, drop them down below. Happy gaming! Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.